So we'll create a Maven project in this Maven project, and we will add all the dependencies. So everybody, you can open your Eclipse and go to File, New Project. Click on New Project. So then search for the Maven. If it is appearing, okay, you expand this. Otherwise, you can search here, type here. So Maven. So you can type, immediately will get it. Select the Maven project. So then click on Next. This checkbox. So next. So give the group ID as a REST API automation. So BDD style. August. So 10th, 2022. Okay. So this is the one. Same I can give here also. Artifact ID also I'm giving the same. REST API automation, maybe you can give RestAssured. So RestAssured, I can give the same in BDD style. So RestAssured BDD style. So this is the, so if you don't want to give these hyphens, all these things, you can remove also. It's up to you how you want to give. So give the group ID and artifact ID. REST API automation, RestAssured BDD style. So RestAssured is the framework. It's a Java library. So Java framework. So which is used to automate your APIs. So what is the, so RestAssured? RestAssured is a framework which is used to automate your APIs. So you are doing manual testing using Postman. All the API testing you are doing Postman manually. But how can you automate them? To automate them, we are using a RestAssured framework. RestAssured framework. So that RestAssured, we are writing in the BDD format. So how to write in BDD format? Click on Finish. See? So you can get RestAssured framework. So this is all the things. So you can open this pom.xml. So after this, open the pom.xml. You can go to our blog. Everything is available there. Go to our blog. So in the blog, so you have a RestAssured, right? RestAssured. API testing with RestAssured. API testing with RestAssured. You can come down and you can see here. So pom.xml I have given very clearly. Status codes. See, RestAssured is a Java DSL for simplifying testing of REST-based services built on top of HTTP builder. It supports post, get, put, delete options, patch, and head requests, and can be used to validate and verify the response of these requests. So that's the RestAssured. RestAssured offers a bunch of nice features like DSL like syntax, XPath validation, specification reuse, easy file uploads, downloads, all you can do with this RestAssured. So how to set up this RestAssured? So I have given very clearly, create the Maven project. So this all we have done just now. Okay. Then So we have a Maven dependencies. So these are all the Maven dependencies from properties to till end. You take all of them, copy paste there till project, till dependencies you take, copy, and after versions you paste it. That's it. Control S. The Maven dependencies will be coming here. Now JRE, now Maven dependencies came. All dependencies are downloaded. For this, what are the dependencies we need? Let me tell you. So RestAssured, RestAssured 1, 5.0.1 version we are taking. RestAssured JSON path, RestAssured JSON schema validator, RestAssured XML path, and JUnit Jupyter. So we are using, and then Hamcrest for the validations you can use Hamcrest all. Then we are using JSON for the JSON validations, and Cucumber, Cucumber Java, Cucumber JUnit, so Cucumber core, and the Cucumber reporting purpose you are using net.master.thought. So all this you are using, and Jackson Databind, another one for the validations of JSON. So this is the dependencies we need, and at the same time, so we need a build section. The build section is Maven Surefire plugin, Maven compiler plugin. So compiler plugin, what it will do? It will compile the program. So Surefire plugin, what it will do? It will execute your test cases. So this is the main concept of pom.xml, right? So pom.xml, first one, project information. Second one, properties information. Third one, build section. See, this is the build section. This is the build section. Then fourth one, dependencies section. So you can close them. So if you want to see all of them, see, this is the one, properties section, build section, dependencies section. So you can get like this, all of them. Okay. So these are all the different sections. You can see dependencies section, build section, properties section, dependencies section. These are the three, and apart from this, project information, your project name and everything, you can get it. So this is all about pom.xml. It's the heart of your this any Maven project. Pom.xml is the heart. So all your dependencies will be there. So you can see here, if you expand this Maven dependencies, you can find all of them. See? So you can find all the dependencies. We didn't download, so we didn't download. Maven is doing that download. Maven is downloading all of them. Okay. See, Cucumber Java, Cucumber JUnit, all the Cucumber so related also you are getting here. So now in the SRC main Java, you can write the code. SRC test Java, you can write the code. And if we are getting some error here, so remove that. What you can do, you right click on the project, Maven, update project. So select the force update, click on finish. If it is not going fine, don't worry. So it is not going to affect us. So as early our pom.xml is clean, that's good enough for us. Okay. Now see, the error is gone. No errors now. No errors now. Right? Now, first we need to create the framework structure. You should know the BDD Cucumber framework structure, right? Feature files will be there, step definition files will be there, runner file will be there. These are the three modules, right? Same structure you create here also. Same structure you create here. So SRC test Java, first I will create a features folder. Let's create a feature folder. So right click on the SRC test Java, new folder. I'll go to the folder. I'll create a folder, just a folder. Create a folder. Feature. or features, whatever the name you can give whatever the name you want. Feature or features, it's up to you. Click on finish. That's a folder we created. That's the first thing you have to do. Then second thing, I'm creating package, step_def package. Step definition package I'm creating. And fourth one, runner package. I'm creating runner package. 3 packages I'm creating. The structure I'm creating basically. Runner package I'm creating. So test runner, this is the runner package. And also I want one base package for my base class. So I'll create a base package. So then I'll create a config package. Config package, all these packages you are going to create. Then I'll create utility utils package. Utility methods, if you want, you can develop utility methods. Utility utils. So you can create utils. If you have any utility methods, you can put under that create one class, and that class you can use that anywhere, right? So this is the package structure we need to create. This is a package structure we need to create that. You can add logs, all those things in the hybrid framework we did, right? Those logs also you can create. So can you all create this structure quickly? So in the base package, we need to create the test base class. So create a test base class. So we already used this test base even in our hybrid framework, right? Same thing you create here also. Test base class. Click on finish. So that code you as it is, you can copy paste here. You can add logs also. If you want logs, you can add logger. So logs, if you want, you should not use system.out.println. You should log 4j, right? You should not use system.out.println for logging. Logging always you have to use a log 4j. So that so you can go and test base code as it is. You can copy paste here. So it is available here. So test base, you can copy paste as it is. So this code you can paste as it is. That method, one method is there. That's it. So what is that method is doing? So this method you import it. So this method is reading the property value from the properties file. You're going to create the properties file, right? That properties file, it is going to read whatever the values you're keeping. So import properties class from java.util. So file class you import from java.io package. So then, so I have to give my package. I'll create a file first. So first complete this file input stream. File input stream is used to read the data from file, this file object. So file not found exception, you read it. Okay. So what I'm doing, I will create this first. So src test java, then just the base package, my config package is there, config.properties file I'm going to create. So let's go and create a config.properties file. Right click on config package, create a file. So file option is there, you can see. Select the package and click on the config.properties. Same file name you give, config.properties. Config.properties. Click on finish. So that's the config.properties. What is the values you need to put? I want to give my request URL, so base URL, this base URL I need to give. And observe that every request, there is a endpoint URL, right? This endpoint URL I need to give. So this endpoint URL I need to give. This endpoint URL I need to give, like this. So the base URL is common, but endpoint URLs are changing, right? So that you need to update that. How can you write this? Every request, every endpoint, you can put a name and the value you provide, so that you can call that variable in your test methods. So that is what I am doing that. So create all those endpoint URLs I'm giving here. Just go here and everything is available. See base URL. So it's HTTP request.in. Get all user endpoint API/users. Get single user endpoint API/users. So these both are same. So you can use only one. So one, and you can use get single user not found. So this is the one you can write there in the file. Okay. This is the base URL. So that means server URL. Get all user endpoint. This is a get all user endpoint. So this is the common for, but you don't want to take this also, because this above one and this one is common. So no need of two. So duplicates you can remove. This one only you can use for all the endpoints. Get user endpoint, or otherwise you can put get user endpoint, right? So whatever you want, you can just keep it up. So get user endpoint. I'll use get user endpoint. Okay, get user endpoint. Get single user not found endpoint. These are all endpoints. These are all endpoints. Service service URL or service endpoints, we call them. So create this. So URLs in the config.properties file. Now this file you need to call here, right? So that's what we are getting. src test java. So system.get property user.dir will give you this property, this file, this project structure. Then from there, src, then test java, then config.properties. Done. So IO exception you import. That's what it is throwing error. That is the reason it is throwing error. So any other errors are there? So now all errors are gone, right? So what this method is doing, this will read the given key value from this file, config.properties file. These are the steps. These are algorithm step means. Step 1, step 2, step 3. These are the algorithmic steps. You need to tell these steps. If somebody asks you, okay, just tell me how you will read the data from properties file. Just tell these steps. Create object for properties class first. Properties prop equal to new properties. So then second, read the properties file using file input stream class. So create object for file class first. File f equal to new file. You have to represent the file. So that you are representing system.get property user.dir will give you project directory till project path. This project name, till that path you will get. From that path, so after this, where is your file? In this. So project path plus src plus test plus java plus config. Config package inside config.properties. So this is how you need to do complete path. Okay, the base package. Inside we have to create this read property value method. This will read the whatever the key you give. That key means these are the keys. Base URL is a one key. Get user endpoint is another key. And get single user not found is another key. This endpoint key you give the values, these are the values. These values you will get from that method. That method will give you these values. Okay. So that's the first test base class and our config.properties file we created. So once you are done, let me know. I will just pause for this so that next we can develop the feature files. So next step is we need to create a feature file. Go to feature folder, So right click and new file. Go to new file. So create the file name. So we are going to create a file. So you can see here the file name also I have given here. Res get API dot feature. Just do this name as it is. So I'll tell you what are all the steps we need to write. Res get API dot feature. Res get API dot feature. The feature file extension is dot feature, right? Dot feature extension you have to provide. Click on finish. The feature file is created. So you have author, so many, right? If you want, you can delete all these things you don't need, right? So feature name. So let me take from here. So as it is, you can copy paste this. So feature. So all this, let's take a one feature. So remove this, all these things. We don't want this. Just to remove everything. Just to copy paste this. So I'll explain you one by one. See, looks clean right now. All other stuff we don't need. So you can see the BD cucumber icon. BD cucumber icon. Feature is request get API feature. The get API, we have so many scenarios, right? So you can see here, if you go here, request, we see list of get list of users, get single user not found. These are all the different scenarios. So in that get feature file, we are adding 3 scenarios. That is what I'm going to show you. First scenario, request get API to list all users. That's the scenario, first scenario. Request get API to list all users. Given, provide valid endpoint to fetch all users. When the request is sent to the server, then validate the response status code 200. Validate the response status code 200. Very simple scenario we have written for this one. So given is you provide the valid endpoint. When the request send, you are clicking on send button, right? In the Postman, when you click on send button, then validate the 200 status code. If you want to validate again another fields parameters you want to validate, you can write and validate the response body also you can write. Validate the response body also you can write. If you want extra for this scenario, you can write. So we have taken per page and total values and array elements, right? You can put that also. I can write so and validate response body parameters you can write. Right? So that I have given here somewhere here. That's why I'm not putting that. Okay, so I'll tell you now. Scenario outline, second one. Scenario outline, you know already. What is scenario? Scenario means single scenario it will handle. Scenario outline is for doing a data-driven testing, right? So scenario outline, request get API to list all users with the scenario outline. So given, provide valid endpoint to fetch all users. When the request is sent to the server with the page number as so page. So basically you're providing the page number, right? That page we are getting. Then validate the response of first user record having email as an email ID and validate response status code as a status code. Response status code. So this is the and scenario outline must be so here must have an example section, right? scenario outline must have examples table. So the page number 2 and 1, I'm giving more than one page I'm giving. Email, let's see the page, the parameters only. This is the parameter. The parameter name is examples table header name, column name. And see, this is another parameter. So that is the header name in the examples table. Response status code, that is the header name here. So if you give a page number 2 for this email, right? So that page number 2 should have this email. And a status code, you should get a 200. And page number 1, if you give, this is the email should be there and 200 status code you are getting. So this is the more than one this will repeat it twice. This scenario. Next, these are all the tags, smoke, regression is the tags. You can give the tags also. Get single user, so that's what you can see. Scenario request get a single user. Given provide valid endpoint to fetch the single user. So when the request is sent to the server to fetch a single user, then validate the response status code 200. So and validate the response body fields. So these are response bodies. So this is the data tables we call this. So this is for this step only. This below I'm giving right in the 5 symbols the data. This is the page number, and this is the email ID, and this is the first name, and this is the last name. So these fields are there or not in the response body, I have to validate. How you can validate? This data, the feature file data, you need to get there in your test case, and the response data you get, both you asset. Compare, equal, asset equals you have to use. So that is what I'm going to do. So how I will get this data in the sub-definition file. That is what we are going to see now. So this is another very important concepts. Next scenario, request get single user not found. Given provide a valid endpoint to fetch the single user not found. When the request is sent to the server to fetch single user not found, then validate the response status code. So I'm putting response status code 404. From here I'll get and I'll validate. So there are different scenarios. Here I hard coded 200, but I can give here an input. This is the input, data tables concept with this one. So you will give for only this step, this is the input you are providing. So this is what I'm going to see this, how to prepare feature files. Feature files, how to prepare. The first feature name, then multiple scenarios you can add. Multiple scenarios you can add. So this multiple features you can add. Scenario outline must have a data table section, that is, example section. And here I have even included the data table concept. This is the data table. So this is the examples section with a scenario outline. Data table means particular step you can give the input data. For a particular step you can give the input data. That's a data table concept. I'll show you how you can read data from feature file to one stability file. We'll see that. Next, create. This all we need to, each step you need to implement, right? Each step you need to implement in the stability file. So create a stability file. So you can create a one stability file. We have here, just go here and so take up this. So stability file. This is the stability files package is step_def get API test. You create this. Get API test class, Java class you create. So step_def. So new Java class. Create a new Java class. Get API test. So it will create the get IP test. Because you have to read from base class, right? Extend that base class. So extends, again, oops concept is coming, inheritance. So test base. So because that's a different package, right? Base is a test base is in the base package, and you need to call in the step_def package. What you need to do, you have to import. So import base package imported, so that you can use all the base package methods here directly. You can read and everything you can do. Okay. So this is the base package. Now what we need to do, each feature you need to implement. First, you start with this. You generate, you know how to generate Gherkin code, right? How to generate the Gherkin code? So what tool we used? What is the tool we used? Huh? What is the tool we used? TD Gherkin, right? Forget immediately. TD Gherkin. So we already launch the app. So TD Gherkin, you open the app and paste that code and Java steps. You'll get the entire code. Just copy paste this given and then. So these steps you just copy paste. This is a Gherkin code you can generate with a TD Gherkin plugin. So that I'm using here. And we'll write the logic in this. Given when then. See, same here. The step name given, here also given. Given. Same step name it is coming here also. So import this given. Import this when. Import this then. Then we will develop the code here. We can develop the code here. First, you need to remember few steps here. So what are the steps? Provide valid endpoint to fetch all users. You have to get the base URL. Then you have to give the join the endpoint URL, but you have to use a RestAssured, right? RestAssured.base URL, all you have to give, right? RestAssured.base URL, base URI is there. So that base URI, you have to read that code you have to write. So you have to right here, you have to give that input. So RestAssured dot, see, base URI is there, base path is there, base URI is there. We have to use base URI. It is available in io.restassured.restassured equal to, where is that base URL? In the config.properties. How can you read that? Read property value method you have to call, right? Read property value method, and the property name is base URI. What is the base URI? The base URL is the one property name. So that is what we are providing here. So base URL, you got it. Done. So base URL is done. That's a precondition you will put in the given step, right? Given at that given means what I told you. Given is used for preconditions. If you want to trigger your URL, you should have this, right? Base URL should be there. So that's what we are setting up, base URL. So after base URL, so what is the next one? You have to use given when then format, right? This is the request is sent to the server. So base URI after, you have to go to the request is sent to the server. If you want to send the request, you have to write, so given and all this, right? So RestAssured dot given method is there. If you want to give the headers, you can give the headers also. So even there is a body also you can give. There is a, so you can see all the methods. You need to explore all these methods. Auth method for authentication. So if you want to give authentication token, you can use auth. So you can give headers, accept headers also you can give. So base URI, you can, we already set up base URI already. Body, request body you can give. C1 you can give. So headers also will be there. Let me show you. Headers also there. Given is for again. So given when then, right? That given when then. So given filters, lot of options will be there. Get method for. So you will get a response. Basically, here you will get a response. That response you can use it. And get method I have to call. So when after you have to call get method. So that's a head. So head also there. Request options. Headers. You see head. You can pass this headers also. Header. You can pass these headers also here. So if you want to give, you can give headers also. Otherwise, you can leave it as it is. So that is also good, but we have to give headers also, right? Let's give headers. You can create a map and you can supply that map to this also. See, there is a map. So map means you know already, right? Map, what it will do. So map will take the key value pair. What is the key in your key? In your postman, you see that. Key is a accept and value. Accept key is the content type and application JSON. This is the key value. You can create a map. Even you can get an experience with the map also. You can add the map. You can create a map. For that map, you insert this key value. That map you can supply to header method. So that's what the header method you can give. So that I told you, right? Header method. So header method. So the header method is accepting map. So both are string. You can give that also. So headers. So you can give headers also. Or otherwise you can give header name, header value. You can give this also. This is also fine. Anything you can give that headers also if you want. Just accept. So next one you can give. Yes, you can give application JSON. If you want to give one more, just give header. So you can give the same thing. So like this, you can keep adding that content type. So the same you can copy paste from here if you want. Content type. You can give this application JSON. As it is, the headers you see given means that's what. So you can so next given after what is that? When. So when dot. So you can use get method. So when after you can use a get method. Get method. So you're sending the get method, right? After get method, so you will get then, right? Then. So then what it will do? Then dot. So you will get a response, right? Respond, you can asset whatever you want, you can do that also. So again, here also you're getting then means it will come here again. It will come here so that you can write validate the response status code, all this, but you can give that. So this is going to give a response. So maybe you can declare this global variables. I can declare these global variables here. And you can use in the multiple methods. So response, import this response from the io.RestAssured. So import that. So then you will get all this. Add cast to response, change type of validatable response. Otherwise, you can validate here itself, but the validation if you're doing, and so you have to write extra here so that we'll see. So still we have to write a lot of methods here. So dot You can see what are all things are there. And you can use then, so there is a body, response body you will get. So let's look for the, so validatable response options, and also response, you will get response body. Response body you will get. So to see all these methods, you have to properly call one by one. That's what you need to see. Extract. So there is an extract method, so which is used for extracting the output. So then after extract, so you got a response. So extract response. So that's how you can get response. This response you can use to get it here. So resp dot you can get string, not integer, right? Int. So int resp status code equal to resp dot get status code. You get the status code. You can print also, otherwise you can use assertions dot assert equals. Assert equals you have to use org dot j Jupyter, right? Assert equals Jupyter one. You have to use a Jupyter one. So integers, right? These are all integers. So you are expecting 200 status code. So that you can put here. And I can give 200 here. So this is the how you can automate the code. The same thing again. So you see, first given what it is doing, you can set your preconditions, all your request headers, request body, and authentication, everything you can set with the given. That's a given thing. Next, after given, what is the thing you need to do? Action. You're sending the request with when dot get method, when dot post, when dot, all this when after you will have a get method, post method, put method, delete method. So like this you have all. So perform the get request to the statically configured path. Then what it will do, it will extract the response, and I'm storing here. That response I can use in another place. See another method. If I want to use this response variable, I should make global variable. That's why I made a global variable. That global variable I'm using here to use different values. This is the simple program we have written. So finish this and come back. So we'll execute so that tomorrow, and I'll show you how to do that. Yeah. Any questions?